feminist. I love men. I mean, I think we should just be equal. Not anybody is any more dominant than the other, but
Yeah.
I just think we should.
Men have their role, women have their role.
Yeah, but we have to fight a lot harder, trust me. I mean, I've sat up in record company executive meetings and couldn't even be heard when talked about discussing my album, and I'm like, hello, and like nobody is paying attention to what I have to say. So I literally had to fight for that respect to even
It's interesting. You're also, I mean, you started like 15 years old.
15.
So you're in an industry that's so dominated by men. I mean, we both are. It's a male-dominated world. But in the rap community, how much harder is it for you to come in off the street and say, okay, wait a minute, you know?
It was a lot harder for me because number one, I came in the youngest female rapper ever at 15. But I had support from Jayz, who is like a brother to me, and he already had his, following, and people respected him. So when it was time for me to branch out on my own, that's where I think I got nervous, and the album still came in at #1 with no help. So I kind of, I learned a lot from just watching how he did it and how he got Rockefeller, which inspired me to get Il Nana Entertainment from Def Jam. So,
Now, something, you mentioned Jay-Z, and I don't want to skip ahead too fast, but comment briefly on what's going on with him right now, and just, just the negative press that he has gotten for what occurred.
Well, I can't really comment on it because I wasn't there. I don't really know exactly what happened, what took place. All I know is that I support him in whatever. I don't know exactly the situation, but I can personally say, personally, from before we even started rapping, that Jay isn't violent, Jay isn't malicious, so he had to be provoked for anything like that to happen. My personal feelings on it.
All right, girl. All right. We're going to have more with Foxy Brown right after this. Don't you go away. Welcome back to Later. I'm here with rapper Foxy Brown. I love that name.
Blows me away because in that video you all were dancing on ice.
On ice, and I was sitting in like an ice chair, freezing, literally.
Oh my God.
Had burns, and we had metal on, so it was just like terrible. But it looked good. So.
How long did it take to do that?
24-hour shoot, straight.
Wow, 24 solid hours on ice. Well, you are a trooper, aren't you?
I tried.
That would be incredibly hard. I was asking you over there, what does it feel like to be this successful and this famous? You're 19 years old. What would that be like?
Thank you. It's a blessing from God. That's all I say. It's a blessing. I just happen to be fortunate and, and talented. Yeah, and I just have to use that to the best. Thank you. And use it to my best of my ability. Thank you.
So it is 16 years old is when you started.
I started at 16. 15 turning 16. Yeah.
Wow. So it only took you a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I was reading in this Vibe, which I love this magazine. That's an awesome. What's the matter? You don't like that?
No, I like it. It's very controversial, but I like it.
Why is it controversial?
Because I'm doing something that rappers have never done before.
And what is that?
And that's like
being
girl? Exactly. Because the stereotypical thing to do being a rapper is to dress down and be hard. And, I wanted to get my message across that you can be a lady, you can be sexy, you can throw in a bikini, you can throw in a sweatsuit and still be fly and not have to, be dressed as a guy to be recognized.
We like that.
Your audience is great.
Sexy. Isn't my audience great? Very sexy. I was reading in here, though. I thought that this was pretty telling. I loved this. Here you were like 5 years old when Madonna was big and 8 years old when Janet Jackson did,
Control.
Yeah, Control. So that's the stuff that you grew up with, and that's like, everybody looks at you and they're like, how do you get that confident and that together with your sexual girl or woman do it
like that, yeah.
No, we never got to see this before.
And that's why I'm trying to break barriers. I'm trying to show people that it can be done. It can be done.
Now, I have to be really neurotic. I have to be really neurotic with you. How do you get, this is so nosy, but how do you get like that okay about sex? Because I'm 46 years old and it still freaks me out and scares me. I can hardly, how do you get that okay?
Because it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing, right?
We wouldn't be here without sex. I mean, it's just a part of nature.
I know. Okay, I know all that, but then to go out there,
free and open.
yeah, and to write the way you write.
Because I've never felt sheltered. I never felt like I was never a child who had to be like, I can't talk to my mother about wearing condoms. I always came like, Mom, I kissed somebody, and Mom, I think I'm ready to explore. And she was always like, okay, well, these are the precautions. So I've always been open with my sexuality, not to feel like, you know, I need to be like covered up. And, you know, I mean, like I said, you can be in a jogging suit with some glasses, a bikini like I am on a Vibe cover, or how I am now and still be the same person. Like, right. I'm Foxy when I wake up in the morning. I'm Foxy.
I'm just intrigued by the attitude.
Action Network, and he will introduce our guest. Dr. Brown?
Good morning. This is the day that God has made, and we are called to celebrate what God puts in our lives. On behalf of the Hip Hop Summit Action Network, Russell Simmons, Kevin Lyles, all of the leaders of the board of the Hip Hop Summit, we're glad to be here to stand with our sister, Foxy Brown. She will come and speak in her own words. We want to especially thank BET, Nina, for hosting us today. We thank all the media for coming. We're taking satellite feed from all over the country, around the world. We thank all of the listeners around the world today. With Foxy is her mother, Mrs. Mashan, and her attorney, Attorney Joseph Fleming, and the doctor who's heading up the team of physicians who will provide the surgery, Dr. Laura Arias. At this time, I would like to call upon a person who's known Foxy and who's the appropriate person to present her to you so Foxy can make her statement. Please welcome Kimora Lee Simmons.
Thank you all for being here. I have known Foxy Brown personally for over a decade. Her mom, her brothers, her whole family. She is a talented artist and an inspiration to millions of her fans around the world. She is here today with great courage and faith, and it is a pleasure for me to introduce to you my little sister, Inga Marchand, aka Foxy Brown.
Thank you all for coming and showing your support. In May 2005, my life was altered drastically. But I've discovered in your darkest hour, the confusion that shrouds your daily existence can become overwhelming. During the recording of my new album, Black Roses, I was diagnosed with sudden severe hearing loss. As time passed, During the recording of my new album, Black Roses, I was diagnosed with sudden severe hearing loss. As time passed, an incredible anticipation of the album evolved, and suddenly I became reclusive, privately suffering with the devastating news of my hearing loss. We take for granted the simple yet powerful words like, I love you, by our mothers, or the subtle, supportive words of an adoring fan. But I'm very appreciative of every kind remark, embrace, and prayer from my family, fellow artists, and fans. I have spent many confusing, agonizing nights crying in isolation and silence. To suddenly lose your hearing after 10 years as a professional artist, I question God, why me? But today, I stand before you blessed with only the voice of God in my ears as a vessel of inspiration. I have weathered the tumultuous storm with an abiding faith and irrepressible spirit. I am strong, resilient, and fortunate to undergo the necessary surgery to restore my hearing. Thank you, Dr. Benjamin Chavis, my second family, the Simmons, Russell and Kimura, Tyson Beckford, Becky Fresh, my wonderful and amazing doctor, Laura Arias, my amazing attorney, Attorney Fleming, my mom, who I wouldn't even be standing here if it wasn't for you, Mom. I love you. My brothers, Gavin, Anton, and Mouse, and BET, thank you for allowing me and affording me the opportunity to speak to my fans. Your love and support afford me the courage necessary to be successful in my plight. My anticipated triumph is a testament of faith in God's grace. In humble gratitude, I ask only for your continued prayers and compassion as I embrace the blessings of my journey. Thank you.
We're going to field questions, and Attorney Fleming and Dr. Laura Arias will answer questions. And I'm going to ask Nina just to field. Just identify yourself.
We will start here in the audience. If there's a question, Marcy here has the mic.
And Sarah.
And please start by introducing yourself, your organization, and who you're directing your question to, please. Okay. Go ahead.
Les Trent from Inside Edition. I'm going to address the question to the doctor. If you could, first of all, identify yourself again and spell your last name for us.
My name is Laura Arias, last name A-R-I-A-S, and
And-
I'm CEO and president of Medicine by Design, Inc., a medical consulting firm.
Okay. Could you tell us how it is Foxy Brown lost her hearing? Was this a result of illness, or was it a result of loud music on the stage, or what is this diagnosis?
It's unknown etiology at this point. That's how it's being reported, and this does occur statistically, where people suddenly lose their hearing. And at this point, this is what we're doing. We're moving forward with treatment at this point.
Is it temporary?
No, she will need to undergo a procedure, a surgery.
Sarah, did you have one?
I have one right here.
Okay. Go ahead.
My name is Arthur Olson, aka Choke No Joke, producer of Rap City. My question is, what's the reason for this press conference? And is Foxy going to continue to move on as an artist, or is that it for her?
All of us got an answer for it, but Russell.
Well, we all have answers for why we're here. I signed Foxy to Def Jam, and her first real exposure, the success story, I think, was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack a little over 10 years ago. She was already building a big buzz, but that was her kind of, for us, coming out party. That was the big one of the big ones. And I've been with her, and Kimura has been with her through a lot of struggle. The Hip Hop Summit Action Network has two purposes. One, to take celebrities and use their celebrities to grow positive ideas in their community and inspire growth in their community. And the second purpose of the Hip Hop Summit is to back those artists who back those communities. Example, Ludacris and Pepsi, something that we took on because Ludacris is a supporter of our good work in our communities, and in some cases we have to stand up for the artists who do the work for us. Foxy Brown has been a big supporter of the Hip Hop Summit Action Network. He's also been a big vehicle, or BAT has been a big vehicle for distribution of our ideas, and the blessing of her success is always a part of the blessing and the success of those distributors of those ideas. So BET and the Hip Hop Summit are here in support of Foxy. There's been a lot of media regarding Foxy's difficulties. Some of it's been very mean. They haven't seen what we've seen is her embracing this.
Sugar walls coming down, niggas can't stand if the L9.
On her debut album, Il Nana, Foxy bum-rushed the male-dominated hip-hop scene with her own rugged brand of rap, a style perfectly suited to an MC who rocks Prada and Chanel, but can rock a mic with the best of them. Call it feminine hardcore.
Il Nana was me sitting at home in my room, which was no bigger than probably this couch right here, and just fit a TV in a bed, and I was like, I want to have a Rolex, and what's the name of that, platinum? I want platinum. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want gold, I want platinum.
Indeed, Il Nana did just that. On her debut album, Foxy flaunted a brash sexuality that seduced male fans and won her praise from females. And although illness has been her trademark in the past, Foxy's new album, China Doll, is more mature and introspective.
I have a track on there called My Life, which is like, it's deep. It's telling about the robbery, just everything that happened from the first album to the second album. Because I think the first one was more of me rapping about where I wanted to be and the Rolexes I wanted to have and the 600 Benz I wanted to drive. And this album is talking about these type of things that I had to endure while having all of these things.
So you feel really good about the song.
Plus, I have a lot more creative control this time than last time. Last time, everything was mapped out for me. It was like, all right, Fox, get in the studio at 8, knock this out by 9, and you can go. And it was massive for me. Everything was done for me. Now I can be like, put this here.
And it's her newfound independence that allows for experimentation. On China Doll, she enlisted the help of, among others, Mary J. Blige, Jayz, as well as Fiona Apple.
And how was it working with Fiona Apple?
I'm into, like, even being a hip-hop artist, I'm into, like, other music. Like, I like pop, I like rock, so I was a big fan of hers. I liked the fact that she was rebellious. Like, she was different. She did what she wanted to do. She was young, and I was like, it'd be dope to do a song with her. And she was a fan also, which was surprising.
Hey you guys, what's up? So this video is clearly about Jayz and Foxy Brown. This was a request from one of the subscribers, so I did go ahead and do the research to get the background on the relationship, which is very much awkward, like most of the relationships in the industry. But I do want to just say thank you to everyone that has been subscribing to the channel, everyone that has been leaving comments, whether it was negative or positive, giving me feedback and letting me know what I can do better with the channel. This is my first time doing this, so I am going to have a few kinks here and there, but I am working to make the content better. So again, I do want to thank everyone who has been subscribing to the channel and liking, also sharing the videos as well. So, yeah, this video is about Foxy Brown and Jayz. I did find a couple articles, so I am just going to go over the articles just to give the background of their relationship. So this article states, you know, this is not my first time hearing of Jay giving someone the clap. If I recollect, Nas's baby mama, Carmen Bryant, also caught a similar situation while messing with Jay, and she actually thought Nas did it. Could this have happened at the time when Foxy was just a minor? Plus, more shocking news of Jay that Foxy is revealing she signed multiple gag orders, but I guess she is tired and wants to put her former mentor on blast for his alleged actions. Foxy Brown, whose real name is Inga Merchant, has revealed that her ticket to rap success came at a price and that it all happened while she was underage. She says the man who put her on the rap game, Jayz, who was then 27 years old, took her virginity when she was just 15. This also stated that he had a horse, you know, lower part, whatever. But it also states that he funded her shopping trips and pampering her at hair and nail salons while she was in high school, all to get into her panties. But that's not all. Foxy claims Jayz is an undercover trainee chaser, or T-word, sorry. She says she learned that after the T-word began calling and harassing her not long after Jayz gave her gonorrhea. Foxy says one of her sex sessions with Jayz was all caught on tape. That's when Foxy says she and Jayz weren't alone. Their company was the real Wanda from In Living Color, Mr. Jamie Foxx. According to Foxy, Jayz signed to her multiple gag orders for where she, Jamie, and Jayz engaged in a threesome. Okay, and that not long after that, after the incident, the tape was ironically robbed from her home. Foxy insists Jayz had something to do with the robbery. Besides alleging that Jay-Z chases the T word, Foxy also states that he has a constant man in his life. So, according to Foxy, Jay-Z and Larry Johnson were fuck buddies. This doesn't seem so far-fetched given the fact that Jay once shared an apartment with NFL baller who once rapped Rockaware. During her no-holds-barred account of her experience with Jay-Z, Foxy reported to clearly display a strong disliking for Jay's wife, Beyonce. So she was basically saying, fuck her, she had halitosis and she infected and all of this other stuff. So this article states that Jay-Z and gay boyfriend, former NFL football player Larry Johnson, have been having sex for years. Rapper and ex-girlfriend Foxy Brown stated Jay-Z gave her sexually transmitted disease, gonorrhea, and he is bisexual and secretly having sex with Larry Johnson. Foxy Brown also revealed Jay-Z is a pedophile who took her virginity when she was 15 and he was 27. Jay-Z also had sex with singers Beyonce and later Rihanna when they were both underage. This says pedophilia is common in the Kabbalah. The children of stars and some child stars have been molested by men and women while in the cult. Madonna's rabbi and Kabbalah, Yuba Berg, recently lost a case for sexually assaulting a student. An athlete who is single and in his 20s, whom many know of in Europe, began dating a gold digger the Kabbalah Center paid and sent after him. The Kabbalah Center illegally monitors all his movements via phone hacking and activating the GPS on the mobile to track him whenever he goes. He routinely goes to a specific nightclub on Friday nights. They knew he would be there and that pretty women would catch his attention. They also knew that he often picks a random woman from the club on Friday nights and he take her back to the hotel for sex. He kept refusing to do the homosexuality initiation the Kabbalah Center demanded, as he is straight and a ladies' man as well. He told them he changed his mind about the Kabbalah and don't come near him again with anything regarding the cult. Angry at losing the budding young athlete, who is fast becoming a fan favorite, with analysis stating he will do great things in sports, the Kabbalah Center sent a gold digger to introduce him to cocaine, which they always do with men in the industry, telling him that it will help block the physical pains that he endures from the sports and the injuries and training sessions that last hours per day. Not long after he began dating the gold digger, they had a small party at his place in Europe where she brought over other women for him and his friends. When the athlete was high and out of his mind and drinking, the gold digger invited a bisexual male friend to sodomize the star in his bedroom without his consent, on the instructions of the Kabbalah Center. So y'all got to pay attention to they be really doing stuff like this. To complete his initiation into the cult, he had chased away because he did not want to engage in gay sex. So, again, this stuff is crazy. So, it's basically saying that when he sobered up, he started remembering the things that happened the night before, and he was enraged, and he wanted to beat the girl up, but he didn't, so he just put her out of his apartment. And he was saying that he was sexually assaulted and raped by the satanic cult Kabbalah. They were refusing to let him go. They were still harassing him and hounding him. So this article is basically about an athlete that had an experience with them, but it was all tying in together because of the allegations that Foxy Brown was stating against Jay-Z, which Jay-Z is a part of the Kabbalah. So she was just saying that he likes to mess with teas. So this all ties in together, but I am going to do a separate video about the Kabbalah because it is a lot of information to take in and it's a lot of sick stuff that is going on. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Also share and let me know what you guys think about the video, what I could do better, whatever. I hope you guys have a good day. And I also just want to say to everybody that's still oblivious to what's going on in the comments, I'm just going to continue to pray for y'all because it's right in y'all face. And clearly y'all still not getting the big picture. So yeah, that's all I can do is pray for y'all. But thank you guys again. Let me know what you guys think about the video. The whole Foxy Brown and Jay-Z situation is very sick.